What's good, YouTube? Today, I'm going to tell you a couple reasons why I hated elementary school. Now, I was in elementary school from the prime years of like 2006 to around 2011. Pretty much those were partially the years that I think Barack Obama and Michelle Obama were in office. And that leads me probably to my first point, which was the freaking school food. School food. I remember breakfast, like I don't remember it vividly, but I know breakfast used to be somewhat decent. It wasn't basic how I ended up being. Like I remember going to school and being actually full off of just eating there. Those of you that probably grew up around I'm 25 now, but those of you who grew up when I was in elementary school, you probably know the big transit from when the whole food thing happened with slating Michelle Obama. So I loved Michelle, but not gonna lie, yeah, shook up the game on this. America already had an obesity problem, but I don't know what she thought taking food out of the breakfast and all that other stuff was going to do anything, because we still fat now. I love my fat people, but yeah, it didn't help. So I think a big changer for me was personally how I went from having two good looking Pop-Tarts nice and warm in the morning to literally a singular Pop-Tart and maybe some applesauce and then my juice and my milk. And personally, I don't really like milk. The juice boxes was yay high and then you got a little applesauce, but I'm just like, they over here literally giving us rations, and school already feels like a jail cell as it is. Literally after eating that, like I would get hungrier. I don't know how that works, but like literally I would get hungry. Like I just don't know. And then it got even worse at lunch, because literally went from having a full course meal, especially, I know y'all remember them Thanksgiving meals when they used to give us full turkey, you know, your yams, potatoes, all that good stuff, until we only went from having that to a singular piece of fried chicken, it was like a leg or something, mashed potatoes, and then maybe some carrots, and then you got your juice and your milk like always. And I think it happened literally within a day or a night. Like I don't know. And that probably leads me up to my next point. Second reason why I hated freaking elementary school was some of the teachers. Now you have your good teachers and then you have your bad teachers. Literally, we went from that, having to go to breakfast and all that stuff, and then mind you, we couldn't bring food and stuff like that in the classroom because the teachers, they used to be on 10 when it came to that. We used to have to wait to go to the restroom. Like, what was the point of all that? Like, if I sit here and pee myself right now, you gonna clean me up? No. All right, then. That's why I freaking thought. So when I raise my hand, I need to be able to go to the bathroom, lady. Yeah, I never understood that. Like, well, you gotta wait. Hey, may I use the restroom? No. I need to go, or I'm gonna crap myself. I always never got also another thing, and we're going to go back to the food thing, but I never got the whole you only can have water, no juice in the class. I don't know if y'all had that rule, but we had that rule, and I was like, how is it stopping anybody from learning? I love juice. Juice is great. Water's great too, but can I switch it up every now and then? Like how you supposed to know if I switch my juice up, my water up? Like, and they made us have, I think they made us have clear water bottles, so you couldn't really hide it. But I remember I was in class, I think it was 5th grade, and it really pissed me off. So literally I had these, I don't know if you guys remember the little Kool-Aid pills that when you put them in your drink, your water, turns the whole water to Kool-Aid. They were disgusting, by the way, because I don't know if I had the bad flavor. I used to have the grape ones. But literally, I had one of those, and I had put one in my drink. My teacher realized that it was Kool-Aid, it wasn't water. And she was like, you had those again, you're getting a thank sheet. And I'm like, okay. So my little bad self, I ended up bringing another one, and I did it again. And I was so pissed when I got in trouble, even though she told me not to. But anyways, I don't know if you guys had thank sheets or whatever your guys' discipline was in school, but we used to have these things called thank sheets. These green little pieces of paper that literally didn't make sense, and they were literally going to ask you questions like, okay, after you did the bad thing, how did that make you feel? Like, yeah, I brought a bag of hot Cheetos in class, and after I ate them, I felt great. Like, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to write that down? Because I know that ain't the answer that they want. Then it has the nerve to ask, like, what are some other choices you can make next time? I don't know. maybe bring some Cool Ranch Doritos. Like, what can I do? And then on top of that, you had to get this signed by your parent. And I feel like this is where literally, you take this home, you're getting your tail whooped. And I'm gonna save that conversation for another time, another video. So that kind of brings me up to the next thing, which was before and after school care. I loved it, and then it was a love-hate relationship, because sometimes in the morning it sucked because you had to get all the way up in the morning and then get dropped off, and then you go straight to class. So basically I'm in school for a whole another hour. But like, I get it, parents, you don't have to have nobody watch the kids, get the kids out to school, get the kids on the school bus, you gotta work. Like, I get it. Trust me, I respect it. So why was it to the point to where most of the day was dang near like gone when you get picked up from school? That was a bad part. Literally, I remember I just used to hate like seeing people get picked up by the parents and being car riders and being freaking taking the bus, and then get to go home, play a game, eat good snacks, after being starved so much, and then go play with friends. I don't know, maybe even get some sleep after a long day of school and being told that you couldn't have juice in class. But like, to be honest, I really can't say much about after school care, because other than me not being able to go home early, it was cool. I will say I did not like being the last kid to be picked up, because literally it's the point to where you're like starving and you're sitting there with the daycare, the tenants, I don't know what you call them, people that's watching you, and it's just like an awkward situation because they on their phones and you just sitting there playing with the toys by yourself because you ain't got nobody here to to play with you. So it's just like, dang, it's 7:30, it's almost bedtime, where you at? And I think on top of that, they had to pay for that. Last thing I hated about elementary schools were the pizza parties.